Welcome to What Do You Think of This? We are revisiting the best things from our past to let you know whether they're the best thing for your future.
Yep.
I'm Jeff Abyad. This is Josue Escobar.
What's up, everybody?
We've got a guest in the house today.
Yeah, we do.
Yep, we are crowded in here. It is the good time of year where it's not too hot, not too cold, so a good time to have a guest.
Yeah.
Who is this, Josue?
Well, we brought in my very favorite person that I work with, Jess Groves.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Clap if you believe.
Yeah.
Jess is like, this is really cool to have her on here because, one, the content we're talking about, she knows and she loves. Mm-hmm. But she's also like this encyclopedia for all things media and culture. And even sometimes stuff that I'm like, what? You know this too? Or like she'll bust something out that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And it's like super like relevant to the things I like and enjoy. So it's going to be really good to have her on here, and the conversation we're going to have is going to be great.
No pressure.
No pressure. Well, so we'll talk about your experience with Hook, but as far as recording goes, being a professional something, what's your background?
Well, I am a communications director, so I studied that in school. I have been doing that with Josue. Just celebrated 7 years, which is really cool.
Oh.
Yeah, and I just kind of do whatever somebody asks me to do.
That's so wild. 7 years.
Yeah, I was actually, before Sway came into the picture, I had a little bit of a stint as production director. So that was a wild summer.
Did you enjoy that?
I enjoy the memory of it now. Yeah.
I'm glad that it's done.
Yeah.
I love that answer. That's a good answer. I love that.
I won't divulge specific information, but I will say that recently in my life, I have been reminded how important communication is. This sounds dumb, really dumb. My major was communication in college, different kind of communication, but whatever. But when you're around people that communicate well or don't, I just feel like, especially if it's your field, you really know. I wonder for you, how does that translate in the world? Like if you come across a scenario, say you're not in charge, but the communication is not going well, what do you do?
Let me give you a very specific example of how this has affected my daily life. I can hear in commercials where they have cut and spliced the audio of whatever the narrator is saying. So they're selling you something. It's like, this is really great. And I can't escape that now. I know exactly what they've done.
I know what you did.
And you're also, because you're also like, you're editing stuff all the time.
Yep.
And so she's like, in that world.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when I first came on staff at Fairfax, and Jess was, charged to like show me around and, hey, here's how we've done things. And she had this, kid you not, like a book, notes of like this thick of like how to do things. And she's like, you probably already know this, but like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, the amount of stuff, if I could write everything down on a piece of paper that I know, like it would look like that book.
The whole world would not contain the books.
But it was like her knowledge of stuff plus the knowledge that like production people know all in one. And it's like, dude, that's crazy. So
well, let me ask you this, because we all learn in a very specific way. And I feel like the older I get, the more I am locked into an era, the thing that works for me. Like when I'm speaking, I'll still use my computer, but I'll print out notes just because I like tactile paper. Do you have a thing that's like your thing and maybe technology has moved beyond you? Or are you good at like keeping up with the latest method of communication, management, editing?
Yeah. Sway knows this. I have moments that I want a notebook. I have moments that I want a computer. And I have moments mid-meeting, I'll get up, grab a whiteboard, or dry erase marker, and just start scribbling while everybody else is continuing to talk. And I haven't figured out what flips that switch, but it's strange because I really just collect them all. So I've got a notebook just of the methods of notebooks that I like to use.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Her notes are the best.
Notes?
Her notes are the best.
Well, you cheat off of them?
Oh,
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling. Yeah. And we're going to be talking about Hook today, which for me is nostalgic. We'll talk about that in a second. But as a way to kind of get into that, I have a question.
Yeah.
Because in this movie, Peter Pan, he grows up, if you don't already know, and he forgets a lot. But eventually that switch flips and he also forgets, but he becomes like forgetful adult Peter Pan that doesn't remember his normal life. So my question to you, even speaking about your job, is if this happened to you, you were transported into your younger Neverland self, but then had to show up to work at your job, what would be the first disaster that would happen?
Ooh. You got something for it?
Wow, what would be the first disaster?
First disaster.
Why does it have to be a disaster?
It's
Have
gonna
you
be a
seen this
disaster.
movie? Yeah.
It's going to be.
Man.
So what's going to happen for me, I think, is I'm going to be asked to speak or write something that's going to go pretty public. And just the spiraling, the amount of overthinking. I will write one sentence that's like 10 sentences deep.
Yeah.
And just completely miss the point of this. No, I actually just wanted you to say hi. So I think that would have
Excuse me.
the pressure.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I think for me, it would be, I'm supposed to be behind the scenes, kind of like, incognito, making things work, whatever. I think I would like totally miss that and go out into public and just make an embarrassment of myself.
Were you a real showman as a kid?
I think I was just outgoing and like, no, you can't go there. And it's like, why not? It looks like fun. Like, like the preacher would be preaching and I'd be like, wait, yeah, that's a really good point, but let me add something.
He's got a mic behind the soundboard.
Social anxiety is afraid of sway.
One of my first jobs in the church where I grew up, was editing, and they had a weekly radio show at the time, and so we would edit the sermons for that. But just the idea that I had the control of editing the pastor at the time feels like I can't believe they just let me do that, because I think now I would make some different choices, I guess.
I think I used to bother people with the amount of kind of permission I'd try to get when they just really wanted me to do it.
Just do it?
So, yeah. Maybe that's how they came up with that slogan.
Maybe. I was an intern. Maybe I told you this. I can't remember, Josue, but for a summer at our church, and it was just do the stuff that nobody wants to do. And one of those things was mow around the church.
Oh yeah.
But in Tucson, Arizona, like I didn't know how to mow anything, and nobody probably did. And I remember there being weeds growing, like we're almost as tall as I was, having to lift the mower up to get them. This is my memory of it, and coming in just all covered in green. And they never asked me to do that again. So I don't think it went well.
You probably did it wrong.
I can mow really well now.
Was it what, like the weeds where they were like really tall, so you couldn't just roll over it?
Yeah, like thick, and because there's no grass.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Arizona culture right now. And
How did you lift that thing up? Were you safe?
This
You
might
didn't
be
go to the base of it. While
this
it was
might
on,
be a
did you?
fake memory. I don't know. I'm sure it was completely safe. Mom, Dad.
I have this like really unrealistic vision of like what Arizona looks like, and I can't imagine grass.
Does it look like Tombstone?
It just looks, it looks like Tombstone. It looks like desert and rock and cactus.
And a single tumbleweed floating across the span.
I've seen a couple times in my life a tumbleweed go across the road, and it's always a moment where you're like, oh, it happens. There's a road runner. It really does. Those things do happen.
Where's the coyote with the gun?
Yeah, but otherwise it's not like that. There are a lot of rocks and not a lot of grass.
Yeah.
So not a lot of mowing.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Martin, who was here during the week, whatever. And he was telling me that one of the strangest places he ever been to, he felt like it was like an alien land, was Arizona.
What part? Was it southern Arizona?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
But desert.
Yeah, but desert. Because you go to different places, and for the most part, the vegetation, the trees are kind of the same. There's the grass, you see hedges, you see whatever. But then you go to Arizona, it's very different vegetation.
Oh my gosh!
So, yeah,
flying in, it's like that. It's like here when you fly in, from an airport, you're seeing patches of farmland, squares of whatever. There, it's just like brown, not a lot of trees, but a lot of pools.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, behind everybody's house.
I would love a pool behind my house.
You'd never use it.
Yeah, I would.
That's the problem. You get a pool, you don't use it.
I guess when it's cold.
Get him a heated pool.
Yes, a heated
Solves your
pool. I'd
problem.
use it all the time.
I don't even think because of that. Think about the amenities you have in your life right now. Do you use them?
See, I bully myself into using them because, everything's so expensive nowadays.
I paid for this.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm going to squeeze it for every drop it's worth. So.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of the same way too. Like if I have something, I'm gonna use it.
We got a free foosball table on Facebook Marketplace. We never use that thing.
Well, see,
and I love foosball.
I know I would never use it either.
But you'd use a pool.
Oh yeah.
I'd use your pool.
Heck yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a grill. I use it all the time.
That's true. Yeah. Well, okay, we got a lot to talk about, so let's hit the intro.
Hook was a great movie. It's highly recommended. I think you should watch it. My favorite part was when Peter first remembered how to fly again.
All right, we're talking about Hook. Hook was made, at least produced, and came out in theaters in 1991.
Gosh, what a great year.
What a great year.
Yep.
I don't remember if I saw it in theaters, but it's 142 minutes long. Steven Spielberg. Where were you guys when this happened? Did you see it in theaters?
I was
6.
1 year old.
Stop.
So kind of busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of busy.
It's
Learning
happening.
to walk, learning to talk, shapes and colors,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm curious
Priorities.
to get into this.
Yeah.
The square goes into the square hole.
Did you see it in theaters, Josue?
No. I saw it on beta, I think. Or no, not beta, VHS. It was new enough that it wasn't on beta.
Okay, but a lot. So when was the first time, Jess, that you saw it?
So I went to a summer camp where there were only 2 movies in rotation, and Hook was one of them.
Okay.
And I was one of those campers who was there every single week. So I kind of had my weekly showing of Hook.
Nice.
Was it a church camp?
Nope. It was like a sports camp in the area.
What was the other movie?
It is a spoiler because it's one of the movies that I'm going to recommend to you guys later.
Oh, okay, I can't wait.
But a similar classic. Ooh, thank you.
I remember we used to take an annual youth trip on a bus, like a chartered bus, to Six Flags in California from Tucson. And it would be an overnight trip, and they would throw a movie on. Most people would sleep. But that was always a question on the church bus is what movies can you play?
Yeah.
And it always ended up being Star Wars. There was one year
Oh, really?
where somebody convinced a youth pastor to put on Dumb and Dumber, and that lasted 5 minutes. Like,
Wow.
nope, not doing this. So it would be like, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Our heads.
Which
our
episode of
first
Star
heads.
Wars?
Well, back then, Jess, because I was born in 1982, it was only episodes 4, 5, and 6. It was
Okay.
probably 4. Maybe
Okay.
maybe the new ones came out at some point.
You had 3 to pick from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was probably Return of the Jedi. I
This is
think like
getting
that one's
sad.
the one that like like that one that gets played all the time everywhere.
Yeah. So anyway, what I want to do to
That's so
set this
funny.
up before we
Wait,
get too
when
much.
was the first time you saw it?
I
On the bus?
no Hook.
Yeah, Hook.
No, I think I saw this in theaters.
Oh, really?
Ooh,
Okay.
Okay.
Because I had a history with Peter Pan. That was a movie in our house, the Disney Peter Pan, that was on constant rotation.
Yeah.
I did like that one. Yeah.
And so when this came out, there are scenes in this movie when I see it that I remember seeing the previews for that stand out in my mind. You
That's
know,
cool.
like when Toodles' face turns like green.
Yeah.
You know, that was in the trailer as far as I remember
Yep,
it.
yep, yep,
Wow.
Some stuff like that.
I watched the trailer with the kids because I trying to convince them to watch this with me, and they had seen it. I'm like, you guys have seen this movie with
I
me
was like,
before.
your children have never seen this?
Yeah, and they're like, we don't know, we don't remember. I'm like, you guys have seen this before because they're like, I want to play on my tablet or I want to do this or whatever. I'm like, no, we're watching this movie. You've seen it before, you like it. And they were totally convinced that they hadn't. I was like, are you kidding me? Maybe I just watched it when they were too young.
They need a
Too early.
notebook.
Yeah, they need a notebook.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, here, let me put the trailer on first.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh yeah, okay. And then we watched
Aw.
it, and they, of course, they like it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Cute.
Yeah, but yeah, so anyway.
We had all seen it, but I really don't think it's been, more than a handful of times in our house. But my kids know it. But there were still moments where we watched it and then we'd go like, oh, or laugh at something that I thought like, oh, I knew that joke was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, to set it up for everybody, here's how I want to do the plot today. I want to call this 3-line plot recap. And we're just going to go, each of us is going to take a turn, 1 line at a time, to sum up the entire movie so we don't get bogged down in the plot.
Okay.
So I'm going to hand it to you first, Jess, and then Josue, and I'm going to close it. We're just going to give people the rundown of what the movie's about.
Okay.
Am I quoting lines from the movie to recap it, or you're just having me say?
You can do whatever you want, but we have to get from the start of the movie to the end in 3 lines.
All right. All
So
right.
for somebody who's never seen this before, what is this movie?
All right. Peter Pan is a lawyer now.
He remembers who he is.
You just skipped so much plot.
Oh, okay, fine. He forgets who he was and
Okay.
rediscovers who he is.
And he has to get his kids back home.
Yep.
The end. That's terrible.
Yay.
That's an elevator pitch. That would not.
That would not fly. Somebody would be like, what are you talking about?
But Robin Williams, though.
But probably, yeah, that sells it.
That wouldn't fly, but Peter might.
Before we start talking about this movie, I'm calling this Hook or Crook or Spielberg.
Ooh.
Okay.
By hook or by crook?
So yeah, that's the thing. I've got questions for you, and what you have to determine is whether I'm going to read a statement about Peter Pan or Captain Hook or the Lost Boys, and you have to decide between the two of you if it comes from Barry's original story, so that would be Hook. If it's Spielberg, so it was invented for the movie.
Yeah.
Or Crook, it's totally made up.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. I think we're going to be good at this.
Is this brought to you by ChatGPT?
So I can't verify that it's 100% correct. I did proofread some of it.
Okay.
Okay. Number 1, the Lost Boys were children who fell out of their prams when their nurses weren't looking.
I know this one.
That's crook.
No, this is movie. This is Spielberg.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fell out of their prams.
It's not Crook. It's definitely in the movie.
That they fell out of their prams?
Yeah.
What's his Hook did, but not the,
No.
Lost Boys.
Peter did.
Peter did, but not
Yeah.
the Lost Boys. Did you say all the Lost Boys?
Just the Lost Boys, were children who fell out of their prams when their nurses weren't looking.
Nurses or moms? Because it was a mom that wasn't.
Could be.
I think you're thinking too hard about it.
I'm locking in
Fine,
Spielberg.
I'm going to go with you, Spielberg.
I'm sorry, guys, it was Hook.
Ooh,
So
okay.
it was in the movie,
Oh.
but it was also in the original novel.
Did we
James
get a half point for
Snap.
that?
Sure.
Yeah,
why not?
okay.
I'm not keeping score.
I'm keeping score.
But they're all basically lost children, which is pretty dark. Honestly, that scene in the movie I remember watching as a kid when Peter's like, so I ran away.
Yeah.
And then his
Yeah.
stroller goes down the
A
hill.
Run
really
away.
steep hill. Yeah.
Yeah, my kids were like, he just said he ran away, but he was a baby. He can't run.
There's a couple logical plot holes in this movie that I don't understand.
Well, you know what's
May-
it? I wouldn't call that a plot hole. I had some thoughts on that maybe we can unpack.
Yeah, maybe because I'm thinking it's like the child's thinking.
Yeah. Yep.
Of like what
It's
happened.
the way he's telling his story.
Yeah,
It's the way
he's
he
like, I
holds
didn't.
it.
Yeah.
Well-
He's running away because he doesn't know. He didn't know that happened. That his parents were completely negligent.
Completely. Not only is his dad, of course, is not even there, but his mom is there talking about how she's going to send him off to college.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
to Oxford and to the very best, whatever. And he's
Yep.
just like, squeaky, squeaky, squeaky,
Yeah.
down the hill.
She's like, where did he go?
Yeah.
Oh, I won't try to look down the hill.
You think she could have followed the noise of the squeaking
Yeah.
wheel?
Or the child falling out onto the street crying.
That too.
Went
Nobody
a
else
long
was
way.
around to pick him up.
Just
that a
Tinkerbell.
fairy had to find him after like the nightfall and rain.
Mm-hmm.
It was raining.
All right. Number 2, the Lost Boys rally cry was Bangarang.
Oh, I think that's Spielberg.
It's got to be.
It's Spielberg.
Yeah.
You think it was invented by Steven Spielberg for the movie?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, you're right.
Yes.
Bangarang is actually, get this, a
I didn't read the book.
Jamaican slang for an uproar or
way.
disturbance.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No
Bangarang.
way. I love that.
Now
At least
I'm
that's what ChatGPT says.
now I'm going to like want to hear it in like the Jamaican accent.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
Don't
Bang
do it.
rang, bangarang.
It's great. That's why it was
All of
really
your
good.
Jamaican listeners,
Bangarang man.
call in our hotline and let us know if we're right.
Number 3, Captain Hook was educated at Eton College and obsessed with good form.
That's Crook.
I think it's Crook too.
Yeah.
Guys, that was Hook. That Barry gave Hook an Eton background to parody
Okay.
upper class values.
That was a
okay.
question my kids had was how did Hook get there? How did all those adults get to Neverland if no one's supposed to wait? You know, I told my kids, well, Hook destroyed all the clocks. That's why time stopped. So it's because of him, time doesn't happen in Neverland.
So anytime a clock comes into Neverland, that's when the kids age.
Maybe.
That's some good lore.
I don't know. But the thing is, my wife had a point. She was like, no, people age, but just super slowly because he was a baby when he went to Neverland and became a teenager during that time. So he must have aged and like years went by.
That's that Old Testament timeline.
Yeah.
But let's think this through. If he was a baby when he went to Neverland and he eventually aged up enough to fly into Wendy's nursery window or whatever,
Yeah.
for him then to come home and grow into an adult in real time and come back and the Lost Boys still be the ones that were there when he was a kid. I mean, how slow is time going? Then how long did he actually spend in Neverland?
Yeah.
Then he would have had to get in like the Neanderthal period to
Yeah.
age that
That's
much.
true. Yeah. I don't know. Well, were they the kids? That
Yeah.
were there?
Most of them, yeah, because they
remember-
remembered him.
What happened to...
Thud, he had Toodles marbles.
That's true.
Yeah.
What happened to... remember John
John,
And Michael?
Michael.
and Michael?
Yeah.
What happened to them?
They went home.
Yeah.
My kids asked us, like, they're probably dead. Like, they were younger than Wendy, but women,
True.
they live longer.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Wendy, Angela, Moira, darling.
Peter! I always forget it's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, I told my
Yeah,
wife, I was like,
yeah.
that's Gwyneth Paltrow.
It's like, guys, that's Pepper Potts.
Yep. Yep. Oh, so good.
All right, number 4. Rufio led the Lost Boys while Peter was gone. Is that Hook,
Rufio.
Crook, or Spielberg?
Rufio.
And he never finishes the last time.
Yeah.
I mean, Spielberg.
I want to say Spielberg also. But,
Not-
I don't know Hook. I don't know the book. That's the only thing, you know?
I think Rufio was created for the movie.
Yeah.
I think you're right. That was a good intuition.
Nice.
Specifically for the movie. No Rufio in Barry. All right, some characters called Tinkerbell Tinkerhell.
Wait, some characters call her that? Oh.
Hook or Crook or Spielberg.
I know one character, I think, called her that. But some.
Pixie Devil is what I heard. They called her Pixie Devil.
You take this one.
I want to say Crook because I think Pixie Hell. I mean, yeah, Tinker Hell is not doesn't sound
Tinkerhell.
right. Yeah.
Okay, this is a little bit of a of a
Is it in
stretch.
the book?
This is Spielberg because it was a behind the scenes nickname for Julia Roberts during production
yep.
due to on-set tensions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was divorcing, what's his name at the time?
Who? Dustin Hoffman?
No. She was going through a divorce of some person we'd know the name of if I remembered it.
Okay, but that makes me
wasn't
feel
Tom
better
Cruise?
because I read that fact and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Tinkerbell? Julia Roberts? I'm still pretty fond of.
I know. Yeah, and she played such a great character. Like
Yeah.
that whole lore background of like her, being in love with Peter. That was
She spent like at least 1,000 years with him, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
She never ages.
To the
Yeah.
fact that she can still smell him.
She did kind of age too, right? In the flashback, she looked a
Yeah.
little younger.
Yeah.
When she picked him up as a baby, she looked like kind of little.
Well, we're not even factoring in fairy aging. Might be totally different.
That is true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, how about this one? Captain Hook originally had both a hook and a wooden leg.
Oh yes.
Yes,
That
to
would-
what?
Yes, that's Hook.
That's Hook.
Yeah.
All right. He
Yeah, because
sounds
I
confident.
remember watching the cartoons and he having a wooden leg.
The ones that came out after the movie where he was like had a blonde wig.
No,
Okay, I don't know what cartoon.
You're just talking about Disney's Peter Pan?
I thought so.
He's,
Am I remembering wrong?
he doesn't have a peg leg.
Oh, so is it
No.
Crook?
I think it might be Crook.
Okay, I'm going with Crook.
It's Crook. Yep, that is Barry never described him with a wooden leg.
Good.
Only the hook.
Okay, cool.
Although in a lot of iterations he's left-handed. The hook is on the right hand, I believe. Did you see all the pirates when they're like, "Where is the hook?" and they're all like with their
Yeah.
little fingers? It was very funny. Hook's pirates once played a baseball game with Peter's son.
Give him a hand. He's only got one. Say it again?
Hook's Pirates once played a game of baseball with Peter's son. This is Spielberg.
Yeah, that's Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that was a gag from Hook. Obviously, does he? I don't even know if he grows up. He definitely doesn't grow up in the original novel.
Wait for the good pitches. Wait for the good pitches.
Run home, Jack. Okay.
No, Smee, they have it wrong.
The Lost Boys wore animal costumes like a bear, a fox, and a rabbit.
I don't remember
Hook.
that. I think that's got to be Hook.
Hook.
Like the book, maybe.
Hook.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
because it's also in the Disney movie.
Yeah,
But in
yeah.
the original book, yeah.
That's how they would have made clothes, the animals on the island.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they had penguins.
yeah.
I saw the penguins.
But somehow
Snow.
between the time Peter left and then came back, they all turned into like 90s skaters.
Yeah. Some skateboards must have fallen through into
Helmets. yeah.
yeah.
There was a whole group of them that were like Rufio fanboys that were always behind him and that aren't there at the end of the movie that look like they came straight out of the Foot Clan.
Well, the fact that also when they're like fighting against the pirates at the end, there's numerous Lost Boys that we do not see ever again.
Yeah.
It's like, where did all these kids come from?
Hey, oh, sweet. They died.
Were some of them Indians?
No.
Whoa.
There's
Indians?
actually a line, I think, that he like took care of all the Indians a while ago. Hook.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You took care of all the Indians a long time ago, remember? Yeah, that's right. Smee says that to
forgot
him.
about that. I must have been taking notes at the time.
Genocide.
Wow, guys, this really turned
Dark
into a
movie.
different podcast. Yeah.
I know.
All right, let's lift it up a little bit. Last one.
Prayers and thoughts too, with the Indians.
Smee waxed Hook's mustache using earwax.
Yeah, that was Hook.
Oh, Spielberg.
Spielberg. Yeah.
100%. It was gross.
I thought that was, I noticed that this time. I was like, that's disgusting.
It is
But
so
it's
awful.
really practical.
We'll make the little buggers love you.
Smee, no children like me. It was really disgusting.
Love how they put that together with the soundtrack. Oh, so good.
I don't know if is there a score. I don't know. Did you guys keep track?
No, I did not.
I hope you
we
guys
won.
all
I
did.
think we won. We
all
totally
win.
won.
And
Yeah.
if you won, take a second and enjoy that win by subscribing right now.
It was a home run for all of us.
That's yes.
Yeah.
Home run, Jack.
All right. What is your first memory then, Jess, of seeing this movie?
So sitting in camp, I think I was, between 10, 12 years old. And the TVs back then were not that big, even in a group setting. So, we're all shoved up pretty close in this like ballet room, rooms full of mirrors. And we're all just completely immersed, even though the surrounding against us is like totally reminding you, you're at camp, you're somewhere normal.
Wait, normal camp to me was not a ballet room full of mirrors.
Well, this was like sports camp, and we were borrowing room from
Okay.
a venue,
like
like
a
a
facility.
multi-purpose.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're all craned up together watching this movie, stuffing like home microwave popcorn in our mouths because we didn't pack proper lunches. And
Right.
just every week, like it never got old.
And you enjoyed it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then since then, what would you say now, because we watched it obviously this week, was the last time that you have watched this movie?
You mean besides like 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Ooh, man, at least a decade.
Okay, yeah.
Has to be. I can't remember.
Wait, you haven't
Yeah.
watched the movie in a decade?
At least.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I feel like I watch this movie every single year.
Really?
Every year?
I watched it last year.
Well, your kids didn't remember.
I know.
Just
which is
by yourself?
crazy. Oh, I probably have watched it by myself since the kids. Yeah. Yeah, probably.
This is a movie that I definitely...
Oh, you know what? The last time I saw it was Robin Williams' anniversary of his
yeah.
untimely passing.
Yeah.
And you're like, in his honor, I'm going to watch Hook? That's
yeah.
very sweet.
I don't know if you know this, but really when it first happened, when Robin Williams first passed away, on my Facebook page, I posted a picture of him and when he gets the sword and he crows for the first time, and all the Lost Boys are around him.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I'm trying to find that scene or that picture in the movie, but it's not in the movie. It must have been like production took a picture like this somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's a bird's eye shot of him with the sword crowing and Rufio crowing and all of the Lost Boys around them.
Yeah.
But everything you see in the movie is profile, like
Yeah.
still eye level. So anyway, and my caption on that post is, this is how I will choose to remember Robin Williams.
I think I remember you posting
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I know that I've watched it since whenever with my kids because that's one of the movies that I'll pull up and like, hey, why don't we watch this? But I don't
Yeah.
think I have ever sat down and just watched it on my own.
Yeah, I like it. I love it.
Once more of it?
It's one of those movies I watched. Watching it, it always gets me a little emotional because
Yeah.
of I don't know what it is.
I know what it is.
The story, you know what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it has like this like father
Yep.
parent thing that kind of we all kind of go through as parents or whatever. But I mean, it's like remembering childhood, and cherishing childhood kind of thing.
Do you guys watch it differently now as an adult than you feel like you did as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
It
sure.
feels like a new dimension of it opened up for me. I was like, I didn't realize this movie was this deep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was good.
Those scenes where Peter at the beginning is like negligent dad.
Yeah.
And the tension between him and his wife is really like, and this is what I think this movie does well that I like so much about it. Because I grew up watching the Disney thing or even the play on TV or knowing the story, this is like right in my wheelhouse. Like I was like maybe not even 10 years old. I love the story. And it's like, oh, we were talking about like prequels and sequels and whatever, Mufasa last time. And like, I don't want to ruin something that I love.
Yeah.
But this took something that I loved and it didn't just continue on or escalate it. and I don't know how many other things do this, it continued the story, but in a different medium.
Yeah.
It was like a new dimension to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid, like, oh, I want to see the live action real Peter Pan, but it doesn't, my kids even asked me, like, yeah, that doesn't exist. But it took it and it not only continued the story and, like you said, a new dimension, it kind of grounded it in this realism that I guess was
Yeah.
Spielberg, because those elements of like, wow, it doesn't all feel real, but the beginning, his whole like, I'm on a phone at my kids' play.
Yeah.
That whole vibe is like, ooh, you feel
Yeah.
it immediately.
Yeah.
Super real. Yeah.
I was going to ask you guys about how real it felt. He's on the phone, like he picks up the
know
phone
what you're
and
gonna say.
immediately his kids are like, it's time to play with dad. It's time to make the most noise. And I was like, I bet you guys know exactly how that feels.
Yep.
Somebody just shoot me in the head. Bang! Will somebody just shut up? Yeah.
Most important call of my life.
Maura, get him out of here.
Oh my gosh, dude. Well, so first emotional like little like twinge of like comes when they open the door, they get to Wendy's house.
Liza? Lisa?
The
Liza?
first one is like, hey, remember English manners.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Toodles opens up and he goes, it's snowing.
Yeah.
Wham.
That's so funny. And then Moira, and she's like, she screams, she gets them all in there. But then Wendy comes down, and after she says hi to them, she says, "Oh, there's one thing I need you guys to do is stop growing up."
And it's music.
But it's one of those things where,
Yeah.
like, as a kid, you feel like I don't want to grow up, and then at some point you change and you go, I do want to grow up, and then you get back to this. Man, things are just so much simpler when I was a kid. I wish I was a little kid again, because there's aspects of that. And so that really touches me because we forget sometimes, like we all tend to grow up so fast.
Yeah.
And if we don't like catch ourselves,
Yeah.
we take ourselves way too serious kind of thing.
The other scene, and right there after he yells at his kids and he's in that room with his wife and she's like, you're missing it. Just
Yep.
thinking about that line makes me almost like tear up because she's like,
me
we've
too.
only got a couple years. And I'm sitting in the room the other night looking at all my kids who are like high school to just below junior high, thinking that and feeling all emotional. Now I will say, at simultaneously, my kids are like, on each other during the movie, and I'm like, okay, you know what? It's fine.
well, because
It's balanced out.
Yeah, it's the other part that the thing that she says is there are only a few years with them, and it's like right now they're chasing you for a little attention,
Yep.
but it's gonna come a time where you're gonna be chasing after them for a little attention.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, oh, dude, that's so real. You
Yeah.
know,
It was
So-
very satisfying though when she threw the phone out the window as a kid and as an adult. Like, come on, man, talk to your kids.
Peter, are you there?
Are you there? Nana.
Yeah.
The other thing that they set up very much at the beginning that I appreciated throughout the movie, and we can talk about casting too, but I liked the gravitas that Maggie Smith had as
Yeah.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Like when it hit that scene and they walk in and she's like, hello, boy. And she's at
Yeah.
the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
This whole movie, I what a great casting choice.
Oh, I know.
That scene for me had that feeling, when you go to the house that you grew up in and you suddenly you're, 12 again, suddenly you're 16 again, whatever age that was.
Yeah.
It felt like he stepped back into that for a second, even if he couldn't fully get there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like it feels different when you're in the home full of memories of when you were young.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, when Moira gets into it, he's like, what's
Immediately.
happening to you?
Yeah.
this house, Peter, this house. We were just children in this world.
So
It's
she
awesome.
had this awesome line in that moment. She shows him that picture of young him, and she says, the things that were in me when I was younger, some of those things haven't left me still. And I loved that. She's
is
like
great.
in tune with that part of herself still that can just grab at that joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, were we ever that young?
Yeah, because he's still aloof, tuned out. He's forgotten.
Yeah, he's forgotten.
I love that. I love that Spielberg captured that because that is really what I do feel like this movie does well.
Peter, you've forgotten who you are?
I do like the little nods to him, like where she's like, "This is who you are," opening up the book or whatever, and
Yeah.
he's standing like Peter Pan,
Yeah.
like those little
Yeah.
winks
Yep.
and kind of.
Yep.
It was really one of the interesting things too is we're watching this now on like 4K LED TVs, and I will say there's something about watching it on an older television that helps a little bit because like I could tell
Yeah.
the makeup on her.
Oh, yeah.
She's been like 80 her entire
whole life,
career.
yeah.
That's my kids. We're like, wasn't she younger in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was in Sister Act She actually did Sister Act right after this, and she was Mother Superior.
Younger.
She was super young. She looks younger. in that.
Yeah.
But the makeup does a really good job of making her look older. In some lighting and some whatever, the 4K really doesn't help.
It was meant to be seen on a CRT screen.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the other thing that I like of what Spielberg does in this is the slow rollout, at least in the beginning, of those fantastical elements. Because you get the grounding in reality, Dad missing the baseball game, that whole bit, which is funny and quirky.
When he sends the camera guy, the guy with the
I'm
camera.
from the office. Which one's your son? Yeah.
Awful, truly awful. And the kid up at bat, and he goes, just that feeling of him looking back and
Just disappointment.
so that humanity is there, right? And then you just get those little subtle nods, whether it's a musical turn or the stupid gag of them being they're on Pan Am flight, and you notice Captain Hook
And
is
it's
the
Hook's voice.
pilot.
Yeah. They do that a lot in the play. Usually Hook is played by the same guy who plays Mr. Darling.
Exactly. Yeah. So I love that, which I assume was intentional.
Yeah.
And then in the house, right? And it's like little seeds of like, here's the nursery, and this was the place, and she's reading her the book, and they ground that in the world of the movie because she's like, oh yeah, Sir Barry, like she refers to the author as the guy who wrote the book and put all this down. And then of course they go out to dinner, and then it escalates with the kids, like, but you never see it.
Yeah.
You never see,
Right?
The children were screaming. The children were screaming.
What a terrifying thing.
That was one of the scariest parts of that movie for me.
As a kid, yeah, me too.
Yeah. Shout out to Liza.
Liza.
You guys hear like the bark really does turn to Hook?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember
Nana barking.
Yeah, Nana barking turns into Hook.
So how old is
And
Nana?
then he says Hook.
Ooh.
How many Nanas have there been? Because that is not the same Nana.
Oof.
That's crazy. Yeah, they must have bought.
They just keep buying, and don't
same
tell
dog.
it's like our fish. Just just get a new one. Don't even tell the kids.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Nana's always the same age, Dad. How?
but then but then you get that, like when the sword or the dagger or whatever is in the door, and that music kind of swells in, the piratey kind of
Motif. Yeah.
Well, the other thing that was really nice too, that's really touching, is his speech. And he
I
was like,
love
if
that.
any of you, I bet,
Yeah.
could express your gratitude, you probably do a better job. And then they all start standing up once, and then he circles back to the beginning where he says, we probably don't have anything in common. And then he goes, I guess we do have a lot in common. We're all orphans.
Yeah.
What a great line.
Yeah.
Whoever wrote that, captured that, was really, really cool. So, yeah.
I'm just sitting in the moment. I really like that part of the movie. Yeah. But then the wind comes in the. Okay, tell me this about the music though. And this is because what my kids noted. They're like, this music sounds a lot like Harry Potter. I asked Justice to give me this because I think about the music, the kind of
The pirate motif.
When you get in there and it's like da 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 da.
Yep.
That's Harry. This is the Harry Potter thing.
It sounds a little like it, yeah.
It is so similar. We were talking about the Mufasa and Lin-Manuel Miranda and how a lot of his stuff has kind of the same feel.
Yeah.
You can go from John Williams to John Williams to John Williams. You know,
And hear it
It's John Williams.
yeah, but I love it in this context. Why is it working for me?
Yeah, because it does have that, piratey type tone, right? I mean, yeah. It's original.
Totally.
It's an original. Of course they're going to borrow that because it sounds so good.
Yeah. Okay. When it makes a switch to Neverland, I remember as a kid, so I still kind of hold these feelings, talk about nostalgia of going, we're really there. Like you see the second star, and I mean, I know I skipped over a little bit here. We can talk about it if you want to, but when he gets there and then you get the reveal and you see like literally the map with the compass on it and all that, like how does that make you feel?
I remember seeing that and going, "Oh, it's just like the Disney movie." You know, it makes sense. It's real because they've copied it so faithfully. Yeah.
No, I like it. It's classic.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It looks good too. I mean, even for like the computer graphics and all that kind of stuff in that time period, it looks super believable.
Well,
I mean,
so what I think Neverland was doing, I think Neverland was about like what looks real to a kid.
oh yeah, true.
I think as adults with eyes, we can see things where we're like, I don't know, but that's what a kid would imagine it looking like and how that society. I mean, they've got pirates hawking goods in the docks. Like
that looks the fakest of anything in this movie when they hit the set of the ship.
Yeah.
And it's like, Okay.
Yeah. But as a kid, you're like, yeah, that's what a
no
pirate
problem.
ship must be.
When
yeah.
he wakes up and he's like, excuse me, where am I? And he's like, oh, that looks so real.
Yeah.
I think that's a jab at like, we're
Yeah.
on a set. It's not real.
Right. Okay, so let's talk cast a little bit. So we talked about Maggie Smith. She was great. Robin Williams, also great.
Yeah.
I don't know the actress that plays his wife from anything else besides this. Is she in anything else that you guys know?
That's a good question. No, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Because I don't even have, it's Caroline Goodall, but I don't know who she is.
I didn't stalk her.
No, but you did his kids, right? You said the son.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. The son's a lawyer now. Or a law professor, I think, which is fun.
After this movie, he knows a lot about law.
Yeah.
And the girl was in something. I don't have IMDb up. She was familiar to me.
Yeah, so the mom's in like Disclosure. She's known for Disclosure, Chasing Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's in Cliffhanger.
Okay.
I've not seen any of those
That's
movies.
right. I remember her in Cliffhanger, actually.
So Chasing Liberty was out in those
song.
era. It was the era where it was the Bush and Clinton presidency, and everyone was doing like first daughter stories for all of the young girls. So there were a ton of those. They were great.
Yeah.
Really good.
The daughter, I don't think is in anything.
Yeah, she kind of.
In 2019, she was in a movie called
What?
Cannonball.
Oh, that is a different
two
movie.
very different
Sorry,
movies.
Cannonball, American Experience.
Okay.
So 2019 was the most recent thing that she's done.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like the kids in this. There were points where you're
She's
like,
a producer. Sorry, she wasn't even in it. She was just a producer.
there were points where I'm like, okay, I can tell you're acting. And then there were little moments where I thought, oh, that seems really real.
Yeah.
Like some of the laughter
Yeah.
or little playful moments.
I thought the son did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when he tells him it's like you're gonna break a window, and he's like,
Yeah.
double plain gas is not.
Yeah.
And then he gives him back the baseball, and he says, my word is my bond. He's like, yeah, joke bond, and he hits
Yeah.
the thing, and the oxygen mask come down, and the way he laughs,
Yeah.
that's totally him.
Okay, hang on a second. What does he say? Because I always thought he said junk bond.
I thought he said joke bond.
I just assumed that was a term for like bond stocks and bonds, like a junk bond.
No. I think he said joke. I think if you look at the captions, we could verify. But I think he says
Let me
joke
pull up.
bond.
But
I'm
the
gonna find
other,
out.
while you're looking, the other part in that moment that I always remember is where he's like telling him that the glass isn't going to break. He's like, it's double pink. And he's like, you're afraid you're going to get sucked out.
You're
And
gonna
Dad's
get
like, no, you're not.
sucked out.
And then he does that move with his eye. He's like,
You're
you're afraid you're going to get sucked out. And it felt like you could see the actor in that moment, but it also felt very kid-like. So that was really cute.
So it says junk bonds was the correct terminology.
junk was.
What is that?
Yeah. I think it's just like saying, hey, this is junk.
Oh, so he
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, he just made
Yeah.
it up. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I liked him. I love what's the guy's name who plays Smee?
Smee?
Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
He's so great.
Yeah.
He
He's
just
so
stole the show
funny.
from
His
me.
one-liners are awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when they are confronting Peter, and he's like, "You're Peter." He's like, he's like, "What are you trying to get me out of a job here?" Like,
Yeah, yeah.
You're Peter Pan. He's like, this is Peter Pan. Or if I'm,
Yeah.
Oh, I got a dead man's dignity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah.
him. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He's walking around like, Smee, where's Smee? Smee's me.
Smee's me.
What about me?
Time for Smee.
Stupid. I love it when he's talking to him and Hook is having this existential crisis.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie.
And he's talking to him, and he's like putting food on his plate.
Yeah.
And he's
He's
biting,
eating it.
Yeah.
and he spits it back on there. He's like, takes a big bite of the freaking leg, puts
Yeah.
it back. He goes, "I guess you lost your appetite."
Yeah. Was I again just interpreted this as he's his like cupbearer. He's tasting his
Yeah.
food to make sure he's not poisoned, right? That
Yeah.
was what's happening
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes more sense than just he doesn't.
He's just
care.
eating
He's
his
eating
Well, hey, little column A, little column B,
When he's though like having that whole interchange with Hook and Hook's suicidal.
Yeah.
Like that. I think that's from the book too, right? I don't remember
know.
it
I
in the
don't know.
Disney one where he wants to die.
No, but it's don't stop me, Smee. Smee, don't you dare stop me.
Dare try to stop me, Smee.
Stop me, Smee.
Stop it.
But no.
Don't you get up. Stop me, Smee. Stop me
I'm
now,
committing
Smee.
suicide. And then he shoots his little his little like
ship.
toy ships.
Mm-hmm.
That
Don't you
whole
ever scare me like that against me.
Smee's like, come play with your ship. Like, come here, Captain.
I love how Smee's like, oh, not this again.
Yeah.
not again.
You get a sense it's kind of a every Tuesday occurrence. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the Neverland vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much of that was in the book or the play or whatever. It's not the Disney thing, but yeah, that kind of repetitive nature of it. But all those subtle little nods in his captain's chamber of like the bed coming down with the you know, and then his rack of shoes.
Yeah. You know, his pillows had scorpions, I think, on
did
them.
they?
That made me think of another
boo-boo box?
iconic, the boo box.
Well, there's so much in that other scene too, the boo right before it, where he comes out and he's like, I hate these guys. or whatever. And then he insults them to their face. Like, you measly parasitic sacks of entrails. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, you know, who cut off his hand and who Hook and who didn't believe? And they're all like, ooh. I love the way he's like, you. And they're all like,
So everyone talks about how that was Glenn Close is the pirate that goes into the boo box.
Yeah.
But did you know Jimmy Buffett also played one of the pirates?
oh, yes, he's the one with the little...
Yeah. Little music box.
I forgot about that. I didn't even look for that.
He's the one that goes, save me, Daddy.
Oh, he is. Wow.
You got to watch for him next time.
Yeah. Oh,
the boo box used to scare me real bad too.
Really? Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that feel like? What's happening in that box when they drop them
Nothing
down there?
good.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing good. I remember I had the novelization of the movie from the Scholastic Book Fair.
Fun.
It was like a little book, and I remember reading about that too, and it was terrible.
Well, there's things about it that I think went over my kids' heads. Well, I guess they just didn't find as funny as I did. Like when he says, all right, well, choose your weapon, Peter, and he goes
Pulls out
for
a checkbook.
the checkbook. The kids are like, okay.
They don't
But then
know
when
what
he
checks
takes the
are.
gun, nobody was texting him, but when he takes the gun and he shoots through the checkbook, and that one dude's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they didn't think that was funny, but I laughed.
Oh, I was gonna say my kids did. They really thought that was funny.
Nice.
I was like, ha! And they laughed at when they cheered and he like knock him off the ship. They laughed at that point, but I'm like, really, the same kind of gag? You didn't laugh at the other one? Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Tell me this. Talk about this is the weird time dynamic in Neverland. He gets knocked off the ship. He can't save his kids. He's tied up, and then he has that whole interchange with the mermaids.
Sequence. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Weird, right?
Weird.
Well, doesn't he have a relationship with the mermaids in the
Well, originally,
cartoons
yeah.
and the comics?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the cartoons.
Yeah.
In the cartoons, they love him and they don't like Wendy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
They're pick-me's.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
But as a almost junior high kid watching this movie, you're like, whoa,
kinda
he's
racy.
getting kissed by
Yeah.
it is pretty saucy. Yes, the bubbles. Were those? How did they do that? They must have added the sound.
I mean, they were like breathing life into him, like giving him air to last. But it was like a fever dream part of that movie for me. Just
And then-
never addressed again.
Which again, which I suppose, if we really analyze this, is what Neverland sort of is. Like this is all imaginative story, whatever.
Did
Or
it
is
really
it?
happen or did it not?
I don't know. But what I was going to say is, and then he gets to the other side and he goes up into the tree. And by the time he arrives there, past the penguins,
Yep.
Tinkerbell's just sitting in her little house.
Like, yeah.
How long was he down there?
I have no idea. That's one of those like they don't explain. Did she think, thank God you're alive?
Yeah,
Thanks
exactly.
for nothing.
Like,
Yeah.
it's been a long time. And we know he's only in Neverland for 3 days.
Yeah.
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 According to those moons that one night are all full and then
Yeah.
the next night they're all crescents.
Yeah.
I don't know how time works in Neverland. And then when Jack hits the baseball and he goes back to the tree and then it hits him in the head.
Yeah.
It was in the air for a long time.
Yeah.
Or was it?
Gravity is different
Yeah.
than it is here. So
There's some sort of black hole or something in Neverland.
for sure. It's
That's
a
what happened
magical,
to the
imaginary place.
Bermuda Triangle effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman, though.
It's so great.
Oh my gosh, he disappears into Hook. I
really
remember
does.
having to look up what of that man were his eyebrows real? Were his teeth real? Like, did he shave his head? Is his hair just like that?
None of that was real,
wild.
right? The eyebrows,
Yeah.
you could see the shadow of his eyebrows on his head, curl,
Yeah,
Yep.
it was awesome. I think the next time I saw him was watching All the President's Men, and I was like, that's the same guy? Wild. So fun.
I remember in Rain Man.
Yeah.
It's so completely different. No, I just love how, like you said, he disappears in that role.
Mm-hmm.
He's so fast. He is really smart, you know? The banter back and forth between him and Smee is
Yeah.
really good too.
I love the two of them together. They're really great.
They did such a great job, even in when they're trying to teach the kids, you know? She's like, our mom and dad love us very much.
Yeah.
What is it? The L? It's like it's the L word, and it's like love. Ooh. Yeah. It's like that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Isn't
And how he tells them like your parents, you know, read you stories to
shut you up.
to shut you
Yeah.
up, you know.
And his daughter's like, no. And
You're a liar. Oh, the
Smee
truth is far too much
Yeah.
fun.
Smee flunk the maggot.
yeah. An F. An F. He gave me an F.
I love how he goes, you know, it's all you guys are. Kids are just like me, now, mine.
Yeah.
So good. I don't know how it was written on paper for him and how much he put into it,
Yeah.
but man, you cannot. I think they captured lightning in the bottle with him.
Okay, so I pulled up some facts. Barry's Hook versus the one in the
Yeah.
movie. So in the original novelization, James Hook, or JAS, which is an abbreviation for James, which
Yeah.
I had to look up because I thought that. It's on the note.
Yeah.
Tall, elegant, dark, cadaverous appearance.
Ooh.
Cadaverous.
Right hand cut off by Peter Pan in the book, so not in the movie, replaced with a hook. Cultured speech, obsessed with good form, that carries through. Courteous veneer, but utterly cruel. We know this. Vain and obsessed while being well-bred. When it comes to the movie, he leaned into the elegance thing for sure. Posh British accent.
Yep.
I like the mannerisms that he adds. They're very specific, and there are some other things in this movie like that. But this one was a little bit more ridiculous, which I think worked really well in the context of a Robin Williams
Did
movie.
you say that in the book, Hook? Peter didn't cut off his hand?
No, he did, but it was his right hand that got cut off.
Just different hand.
Or was it different?
Yeah.
hand? I thought like in the cartoons, the crocodile cut.
Well, Peter cut it and fed it to the
crocodile.
crocodile. Yeah.
A giant crocodile.
Apparently still alive crocodile.
Yeah, I don't get any of that.
Hook always strikes me as this really lonely guy at the heart of him because he
He
has
just
lost
needs a
his
mother.
He does, but he's lost his purpose. Right, his one purpose is fighting Pan.
Yeah.
and now Pan's gone. He doesn't know what to do with himself. He's kind of just totally. That's part of his depression.
Yep.
And then I noted how the Lost Boys don't believe he's Pan,
Right.
and then the pirates don't believe he's Pan.
Right.
And he's kind of got to prove himself to everybody, and he doesn't even want to. But like Tink has to convince Hook to give her 3 days. They do that, 5 days, 2, 3, okay, deal, final offer. It's wild. He's just like so
3
sad
days,
at
4
the end
days
of
for
the
a
day.
decent pan.
I like the move when he does it, when he's thinking and with his nose, he goes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
little squeezes, those are the little mannerisms.
Yeah, because she also like.
yes.
Yeah.
I did enjoy watching that as an adult and thinking about how they filmed that because obviously they had to do a lot of tricks to make
Yeah.
that happen.
Yeah.
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 They did a good job with the filming of her
Yeah.
Tinkerbell with Hook in that scene.
Yeah.
Where she's small, he's big. How they use the camera work.
And the hook that she has to shake, which obviously
Yeah.
isn't actually his. It's a giant one,
Yeah.
but he's in the background.
Yeah, it's so good. And I don't know if you guys notice. Well, my camera people will notice like how well the bokeh still felt.
Yep.
In some of those scenes.
Yep.
They must have somehow digitally done that because, or I don't know.
Totally.
But yeah, it's so good how they kind of did
Yeah.
all that stuff. There's the screen magic happening there, forced perspective happening at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, pretty
There
cool.
was one spot, I think it's right when Peter stands up and is looking over the vista of Neverland. Man, you could tell he was green screen in there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
everything
100%.
everything else was really, it held up.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time they show that map, I'm like, this doesn't look like a real place. Like you said, it's kind of for a kid, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love, and maybe I've just always liked the mechanism of a treehouse.
Yeah.
Like so that's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of built into me as
yeah.
a kid, and even the old original cartoon and this. So when he goes there and you see like the evolution of the Lost Boys, and again as a kid in the '90s, this
yeah.
felt very relevant.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I don't know where the skateboards and the basketball hoop came from.
Yeah, or like the train track,
Yeah.
whatever that is. The skating
ride.
rack.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ride.
Rufy.
Oh, that is so dangerous.
That shot. Okay, so he shows up for the people who haven't seen this, and he's got to rescue his kids. He needs the Lost Boys' help. He gets to that treehouse with all of them. Like you said, they don't believe in who he is, except maybe some of them. But Rufio is now in charge, and so you get this threatening bit between where they're all teasing him. The scene where he comes at him with the sword to his face.
Yeah.
I thought somebody had told me at some point that was filmed in reverse so they could get that close to his nose. I since looked it up, and the internet says no.
That's not true. Wow. Yeah.
But he comes in so fast, and then
Wow.
when you see his mouth and he goes, "You're dead." Was it
Jolly
called?
man.
Jolly man. His mouth, it's definitely ADR'd if it's not in reverse. But I thought he learned to say that backwards.
Wow. It's a thing.
know why.
Movie magic for a kid.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why I thought that.
Well, because you can see the sword hit his face.
Yeah.
It lands on him. So
Yeah.
it's a prop. It's a prop sword.
I don't know. It comes in fast.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I really love that
Yeah.
sword. The idea
Yeah.
is this was Peter's sword,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why it's gold.
Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
They used to sell them. They
Is it
lit
not
up.
gold in
I
the-
wanted one so
in the
bad.
Maybe he
cartoon?
melted down some pirate gold.
No way. In the cartoon, he's got a little dagger. It's not
Yeah.
even a full sword.
Yeah.
They had to give him something in the movie, something a little bit bigger.
But that bit with the Lost Boys that is my favorite scene is the dinner scene.
Absolutely.
so great.
Did you guys want to eat that food?
Oh,
100%.
gosh,
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
time.
Jose
Yeah.
wanted to throw it at his schoolmates.
Man, I loved that because it's this moment. So he decides to play. This serious business guy decides to play, and he's joking and he's present and he's there. He flings the spoon at Rufio.
Yeah.
And that's when this whole new dimension opens up for him. And he finally can see. He's finally like unlocked this part of him. I think that was the moment that I was like, he's really starting to remember, which was
Yep.
so cool for me. It's like, oh, you unlock this childish part of yourself and you see the world differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eat. What Gandhi ate
Gandhi.
more than this.
Yeah. And there's a big wheel of cheese in front of Thud Butt that's got his name printed all over it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I like all the kids fake eating though, where
Yeah.
where the two guys eating the
The
corn.
twins. Yeah.
yeah.
Will you blow on this?
Yeah.
And the sound that it makes, where he's like, where it sounds real.
Yeah.
I thought, well done. Or the kid like, are you eating that?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, by all means go. Yeah, that's a really good. I love that because it again to that whole childhood thing of like we forget how to like pretend,
Totally.
you know, and there's something you can unlock if you just
Insult your friends.
Yeah.
insult your friends. Yeah,
Someone has a severe caca mouth.
yeah. Paramecium brain. What's a
Paramecium brain, yeah.
He goes, I'll tell you what a paramecium brain is. That's a paramecium, single-celled. What do you say? Organism
Without a brain.
Yeah.
without a
Who
brain,
can't fly.
who can't fly, is suffering from Peter
Pan
Pan envy. Bangarang, Peter.
Yeah.
Banning. Yeah. All that whole build up to where he's on the table and their food fight, and then
Yep.
he throws the coconut, slash
Yep.
it, silence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everyone's just like, oh wow.
Is it right after that he goes and he's talking with Tink? No, that's later on. That's later on.
Yeah. Immediately after that is, when they decide to go to the baseball game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
She's
goes
seen-
steal Hook's hook.
Yep.
So they're doing the montage. They're training him.
Yep.
To make him crow.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's got to like
before
go do.
that.
Is it?
Yeah, so they do the training, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and
Well,
then
yeah.
he comes to the
meal is
meal
last.
because he's all like tired.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
But at the very end, where he cuts the coconut and it's spinning, and you hear that crow in the background in the
Oh,
distance.
yeah.
I kid you not. You know that
Crazy.
clock, that bird clock in my house. That like it literally. I was like about to be like, kids, you hear the crow in the background, and the clock was like, I don't know what the bird of the hour was, like a cardinal or something. I was like, well, you
Close
ruined
enough.
it.
Close enough.
That was his moment. Yeah, the training montage was good too. The baseball game, ridiculous. Works in a kid's mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked their the pirates sewed their own uniforms that were custom.
Oh, that's right.
For this game. And that was another like, how long did they had 3 days to prep for this? Smee's probably sitting there, hand stitching pirates into like 20 uniforms.
Somebody learned how to play Take Me Out to the Ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got all the
Da, da,
signs
da, da.
painted. They got the stands.
Yeah,
It was
he's
great.
pitching a 1, and a two,
Yeah.
and a toodaloo.
Smee has this line where he's like, they're trying to distract Jack, and he's like, remind me, do they play standing up or are they on horseback?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
I
He's
love
trying to
that.
distract him from
Yeah.
his sister
singing.
singing that
Yeah, yeah. Man.
Yeah, the Smee again, the acting
Yeah.
when he's pitching, and
Yeah.
he's like dancing around,
Yeah.
and he pitches, or even for Jack, he like and he
Yeah.
misses, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So good. And then Hook, I don't know what the girls. I think is it Priscilla? Priscilla glove me.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's very suggestive.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like the mermaids,
Yeah.
those pirate wenches.
Yeah.
I think in the 90s they had to like throw something in there for the adults, which I don't know.
You think that
it's
was
not
for the
necessary.
adults?
I mean,
I
well,
think
it's
it was
not for
to
the
establish
kiddos.
he's like a pirate and like a seedy
Sleazy.
guy.
Yeah, they have to say that. They have to show. They don't have to. They don't.
Smee!
Yeah. Put on your faces, girls. Smee's coming.
Yeah.
My kids
They
is
don't
like,
have
why do
to
they
do
all
that.
love him?
Yeah.
It's like, well, proximity to power.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to do all that stuff to whatever, but they're showing like how pirates are
Yeah.
Depraved.
Yeah.
depraved. Yeah,
Yeah, they're the bad
Depraved.
guys.
Yeah. We skipped over it, but also the when Tinkerbell's teaching him how to be a pirate.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Your shoulders.
Drop your shoulders.
Life is to
Drool.
the side. Yeah,
Yeah.
drool. And you growl, "Arr," louder. Arr, arr. How you doing?
How are you?
But that he's wearing the hat.
Yeah.
The Lost Boys are like 2x2.
Yeah.
They're tall.
Yeah.
They're all,
Sneaks him in.
Sneaks him in. Grab his hook and crow,
Yeah.
whatever. And this is where the plan of Hook and Smee was to have the kids forget who they are,
Yep.
and
Yep.
abandon, manipulate the kids into thinking this is your
Yep.
Jack, this is your home, whatever, and make
Yep.
him his son, put him on his side, so that
Yeah.
Peter Pan, like even if he does come
Yeah.
back, his son doesn't want him or doesn't recognize.
Well, it's amazing because he acknowledges Jack's pain and he gives him an outlet. He says, "Come smash this thing." Like
Yep.
and Jack has that whole moment where it's like, "This is for never showing up to my games. This is for, your word is your bond. All this stuff."
Yeah,
and
for
it's
all
just
the
real pain.
promises broken.
Yeah,
And he puts his hook down and he goes, boing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I love it.
yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, it says a lot about like parents and their promises and the things they tell their kids, because the whole what's that whole thing of like do as I say, not as I do, whatever. And it's very much a hey, like what you say and what you do really
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
There's a behind the scenes or a deleted scene in all of that, where Hook opens up this, like gives Jack a chest, and when he opens it, there's all these baseball cards in it, and it's like he's also
Wow.
gifting him things.
Yeah.
So he's like using all
Yeah.
that to gain like his, like, I don't know, manipulate him.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So
He's making him forget who he is in kind of a similar way that Peter has forgotten who he is.
So I wonder if
Yeah.
like Neverland also makes you forget in a way.
I don't know. Yeah. And we can talk about it when we get to what we think about this, because the way that I view it as an adult was differently. I feel like if I thought too much about it, it ruined it.
Yeah.
But from a kid's perspective, yeah. Like when you think about Jack and his relationship with his dad, kind of like you're saying, where Peter unintentionally is being negligent. He's kind of doing his thing. His kids are growing up and they're whatever. And so Jack is kind of swayed by Hook, who sees that and intentionally manipulates him in that
Yeah.
way. This is all playing out that I feel is really more vivid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then if you think too much about like the baseball cards, or how does he even know about this or your background and the whole thing? I don't know.
Pirate magic.
Pirate magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just been stalking. Well, that goes to the whole. Maybe I'll jump the gun a little bit, but it goes to the whole fact of like, is this all in Peter's head?
Right.
Yeah.
Because only Peter knows about all those details. And is
Yeah.
it playing out in some crazy fever dream? You know.
Well, before you get there, because that's
yes.
kind of how it wraps up. The one other thing that I feel like is, again, probably my other most favorite part, maybe because it plays on the nostalgia of
Yeah.
the early movie. And like you said, so you grew up watching the Disney one too.
Yeah.
Right? When he does have that conversation with Tinkerbell in the house and she's in that little dress and he's like all of a sudden remembering like Wendy, she used to don socks here and John, he used to, and Michael was in this basket and he's having that moment was like even still moves me.
Yeah, me too. Dude.
Maybe even more than when he realizes like he wanted to be a dad, which is also equally sweet.
Yeah.
And then he's flying and then he just blasts out of the house and he's already wearing his tights.
Yeah.
I don't know
Full
how
transformation.
Well, he so I choose to believe that there's an outfit at the very top that's just hanging there like
Wallace
this.
and Gromit style.
Yeah. And so when he flies up, he takes his clothes off really fast.
But he has
and
to
goes right into it.
But here's the deal: he has to fly out toes first. He's got to do a flip to get into the tights.
Yeah, maybe.
Tights that he hasn't worn since he was young.
Yeah, how did you fit into those smashing tights again?
Yeah, I think Tinkerbell made them for him.
The tights? I'm uncomfortable with that.
There's a lot of behind the scenes
She
sewing
knows a
in
lot
this movie.
about his anatomy. Like length, width, all that kind of stuff.
Yikes.
Size. She's a yikes.
But then he goes kind of soaring over Neverland, and then you get to that scene where he crows with the sword and all that stuff. That really worked, and still on some level works.
Well,
for
he
me.
goes. That's right. He lands into all the Lost Boys, and Rufio presents the sword to him as you are the band. You are the band. Yeah. I love that. It's so silly, but.
But then when he gets to the pirate ship and Jack's about to get his first earring, this is really gonna hurt. Yeah, and the sound, and then his shape, and that doesn't happen in the cartoon. I mean, he slashes through it. It might happen in the play.
They have a moment in the cartoon where his silhouette is against the sail, and I felt like that's what that was referencing. Which was cool.
I love when the ball hits him in the head, and he sees his younger self, and it freaks him out.
Yeah.
And then you see the shadow. He puts the ball, and then the shadow's like.
Very well done.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That effect really blew me away because he grabs the shadow off the wall and I was like, dang, they did a good job doing that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. When he was remembering his shadow went into the
Wendy's room.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that too. That shadow almost reminds me too of more of the cartoony-ish type of the shadow from the cartoons too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
man.
Can we talk about what didn't age very well? Because now this gets me into some of these moments that as an adult, I'm like, I just accept this with the movie.
Yeah.
But if we're getting to a place where we're going to tell people whether or not we recommend this film, First, I can't imagine watching this uninitiated. So having never experienced for sure the Peter Pan story growing up, I don't think it would mean as much.
Sure.
How many people you think out there that don't know the Peter Pan story?
I think more and more now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
It's hard because it's still ingrained in culture, especially with Disney. It's still a Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah. That stuff is all still there.
But it's kind of fallen to the background, I would say. It's there, but...
That's a shame because Peter Pan's always been a really cool story.
Yeah, but now we care about Moana.
I mean, Tinkerbell still flies around at the beginning of Disney movies.
Yeah.
And does the whole thing.
She's part of the emblem.
People have to be curious of
who's that?
Where's her origin story?
But again, talking about the undertones of this movie, I just when you look at it, you go, okay, hang on a second. So Tinkerbell, I get why she might have a thing for Peter. They've been doing this for Lord knows how many
adventures
years.
they've had.
Yeah. And you really feel the moment where he kisses Wendy for the first time, and she's just heartbroken.
Yeah.
Her wings go down.
That all makes sense to me. But, it's never going to happen, Tink, first of all.
Yeah.
And second, we'll get back to that. He goes into the room and Wendy is a grandmother now.
Yep.
I mean, even at the beginning when she was trying to explain to Peter who he was and he didn't believe it. And she's like, I was just a young girl when you came into my window. And I'm this is gross. This is really gross. And then he comes into the room and she's like, that's my granddaughter over in the bed, Moira. And then he just goes over, I'm going to give her a kiss, which as a kid, I get it. Thematically, not a kiss, a real kiss. But then he just lays his lips on this sleeping girl and it felt icky to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it. I didn't think much about it.
If you think in real life, when did Moira find out that Peter Pan kissed her?
I don't know.
How do you imagine that happening? Does she even know?
Yeah.
Did she wake up mid-smooch?
I don't know.
Does she know now?
That's what I mean.
I think it's just his part of the story is I fell in love at first sight and I left Neverland behind so that I could, pursue life what this could be. And maybe she doesn't know that he, she probably, Wendy maybe was like, okay, if you feel like you're in love with her, you're going to have to stay here because you can't just fly back and forth or whatever. And you're going to have to build a life on Earth and leave Neverland behind. And he probably was like, okay, fine. I don't know. And then he started going to school and anyway.
Oxford.
Yeah.
Oxford.
Or Eton.
And then on her side, it was just like, who's this boy my grandma has adopted?
Yeah.
And, he's really into me and he's really nice. And then it just turns into something later. I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of the Tinkerbell moment, that one slowed the pacing for me because she's suddenly life-size and she wants this moment with him. And the whole time I'm like, he's at a point now where he wants to get back to his wife and children. And I just feel like, Tink, maybe you could have read the room a little better. But
read the tree.
Yeah. But she got there in the end. She was like, what did she say? Like, oh, go on, get chases him out of there. So, yeah.
What are you doing? Go save your children, silly.
Yeah.
And then, but still at the end, she's like, that place between awake
Sleep
and
and awake.
Yeah.
I'll always be there.
Yeah.
It's just like,
That's what I mean. Like, if you think about that in this story, it feels weird. And I like his wife. I don't think any kid watching this really needed his wife to be a big part of the story. It was a plot device, but like you said, like if I think this through, yes, she can't really know that he's actually Peter Pan. So he just showed up at some point in his life. But then when he's kissing a giant Tinkerbell, which again, I'm like, wait, whose idea? I don't know. And then he's like, but he's saying, and then he's like, Moira. And I'm like, wait,
Moira.
what?
Yeah.
I always thought
doesn't make sense.
He changes her name because in the beginning it's Moira.
Yeah.
Well, she's Moira, but he calls her Mora.
Just
Mora.
an accent. Yeah. You know what you just reminded me of? I don't know if you guys know this fact. So when Peter first gets pixie dusted and she's flying him through the streets of London, wherever they are, there's a couple kissing on the bridge.
Yeah.
And they kind of lift up. It's Carrie Fisher and George Lucas.
No way.
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm glad you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
So.
I didn't know that. Well, it's like, I was like, look, see guys, they have a happy thought. That's why they're whatever. And my wife's like, so happy thoughts make things rise? And I'm like, Elizabeth.
What?
That's how you know she's Sway's wife.
Elizabeth, did this really happen? Comment below. I must know.
I was like, what?
Well, yeah.
I'm like, I'm a bad influence on you, sweetheart.
Here's another question about Peter Pan lore.
Yeah.
Do the Lost Boys, why don't they ever fly?
Oh, that's a good question. Because they have happy thoughts. They know all about it.
Tink is around all the time. They're leaving Neverland, and Tink sprinkles fairy dust on the kids, his kids. Is it like a midichlorian thing?
Yeah. Do they
genetics?
fly in the Disney movie ever? They
No,
never
you
fly.
know, I really, there's something to be said about this whole thing being like a dream. You know, maybe the whole thing is it's just been a dream that he forgot that he had it when he was a kid, and he went back to having that same dream of, I don't know.
So you know when he wakes up, he's post Pan. He's back in
He's wearing
London.
the suit. He's still wearing the.
He wakes up under a statue that's playing a pan flute.
Yeah, it's the god. It's the god Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's wild. And then Bob Hoskins is sweeping the streets.
Yeah.
He's like, hey,
having trouble with that,
yeah.
missus.
You will be when you get home. Yeah.
I love nods like that. I'm like, was it real? Was it a dream? You know what I kept checking for is in the beginning when they come into the house and they're thinking there's been a home invasion, which is like really realistically scary.
Yeah.
There's these big hook rips all through the wall. And I was checking to see, are they still there? But they, because that, I don't know. I didn't, I must have been taking notes, but in the nursery shots, I couldn't quite see anything. And I feel like that, the house is pretty torn up.
Yeah.
All the people, I mean, Moira's in that chair asleep, waiting for her kids to get back. And she's talking to Wendy. She's like, sometimes I dream they're still in their beds and the kids surprise her.
Mommy.
So,
oh, man. That's really touching.
Mommy.
Mom. But as a kid, that always bugged me. Like, did he drag his hand across the wall? It's on the right side. He would have had to walk up. I don't know how that
backwards.
worked. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if this counts as something not aging well, but it's certainly something we don't experience anymore. And it's that when the phone falls out the window, it flies at least 3 stories down into snow. No part of that phone breaks. The phone call is still on. And when Nana buries the phone in the dirt, 3 days pass. He's in Neverland. He comes back. he digs it up. And his like assistant's still on the call. It's like, Brad,
how long have you been holding?
Yeah.
Have
The
you been holding
battery
this whole
life
time?
of that phone, the construction, like we don't get that anymore.
No, they don't make things the way they used to.
I
Yeah.
can tell you those old Motorola phones. Yeah, that's the one that we used to have as an emergency phone in the glove compartment of the car that my dad had. It was like his phone for work, and you couldn't make calls on it because it was so expensive.
Yeah.
It was just there for emergency, but
Yeah.
Peter could afford it because he
Yeah.
was chairman of the board
Yeah.
or whatever he was.
Yeah.
Chairman of the board.
They were pretty hardy though. Yeah.
Yeah. That was great for me. I watched it fly out that window twice and it's like still fine.
Well, that's the whole thing though too. Was it all a dream? But because he has Toodles'
Marbles.
marbles in
Yep.
over his
Doesn't
neck.
Doesn't Toodles fly at the
Yeah,
end
at
of it?
the end he's like,
And they're
you
all
know,
watching.
a happy
And
thought
some
for me. And
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
did
So
he look
Toodles is a
inside and
lost
go,
boy
"Oh,
who
there's-"
flew.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
What'd you say?
Toodles flew. He was a lost
Yeah,
boy.
he was. He flew. Maybe. Well.
Maybe Tink's stingy with the pixie dust.
Well, no. Remember, he says, "Yeah, I don't know why the Lost Boys don't get it." But when he's talking to the dude on the phone, he's like, "I need to climb up this
Drain pipe.
drain pipe." He's like, "Why? Because I ran out of pixie dust. That's why. Otherwise, I'd fly." So, do you run out?
Maybe.
So you run out.
We've got how time works in Neverland, and now we've got how the economy works, natural resources, the infrastructure of Neverland.
Yeah.
Next episode.
What the heck? You know?
Yeah.
It really is one of those things where it's like, was this all a dream? Was it not? How, like, you know, because the characters are in, like Smee is in the real world, a different
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
things like that. There's a deleted scene that I saw that looked like Dustin Hoffman was his dad. Because there's a deleted scene where he's like, I remember my dad holding me and tossing me in the air and
Yeah.
making me laugh.
Yeah.
And I got to see it again because it's a really faint, like shadowy
Yeah.
profile. But I'm like, is that Dustin Hoffman?
They probably intended to do that because they
Maybe.
tend to have the character, whoever the actor is that plays Hook, like in the plays, will
Yeah.
also play the father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, but what does that say about Hook?
I think that's probably why they deleted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't really make a whole lot of
They
sense.
said, let's not confuse Sway anymore.
Yeah. I think they could have left out like the Tinkerbell love story stuff, the Wendy love thing, maybe,
Back-
you know.
Yeah.
Leave that out.
I think they could have left that out, you know, and not.
But if you take that out, you take away one of my favorite parts, which is when he realized his happy thought was being a father. Like how awesome! Like you can't have that moment if you don't have him finally choosing to stay.
Oh yeah, well maybe like make Wendy like just a friend, you know, instead of like her in love with him, because that was weird.
Oh, just Wendy
The
herself.
older
Yeah.
Wendy?
The
Yeah,
older Wendy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're brushing the hair.
The ladies,
Yeah, that-
ladies love cool Peter. You know,
I guess.
Hello,
I mean,
Cool
older
Pete.
ladies like the young guy.
Those tights. His calves. We had a whole discussion in our house. We're like, those are not, that's a stunt double's calves. Those are not Robin Williams calves, are those?
but you can do like a padding underneath the tights. You know,
I don't know. I really do think it was a stunt double.
I do love the fact that, you know, he's flying, like he's floating when he cuts his silhouette out
Yeah.
and he's floating. You know,
Yeah.
you think he's floating, but really he's just standing on a ledge. And once he flips, they cut because he's probably falling onto like padding.
you don't
Right.
think he learned to fly for the movie?
No,
Man.
I don't think that's real.
How about the sound when it makes when he flies, that little like whistle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Foley work.
They did such a great job. I remember watching something on a YouTube video where they broke down like the CGI of him flying over the clouds, and you see the shadow and stuff, and how well that was done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, man, that still holds up. I think Steven Spielberg is really good about doing those types of things of
Yeah.
like pioneering some effects with like the real stuff. And yeah,
You know what I read? I was looking up like background trivia on this, and he said that he was really insecure about this movie, and he would like overdo it on the set and the production, the effects to try to counter that, which I think it paid off for me too. And I thought that was funny because like the things that we make, we're like, ooh, I don't know. And then everybody else just gets it as the finished product. And we're like, ooh, that's cool. So
yeah.
I
Made me
like the
think
shadow nod though, because that is also a part of the narrative and the Peter Pan lore. To have that in there, I feel like is even an
Yeah.
extra layer of meaningful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was there anything else that changed for you guys or surprised you on this last watch when you?
This isn't a surprise, but this popped in my head. Did the flowers recognize who Peter was?
Yeah.
they smelled him.
Because they were like,
His smell.
you know, and they were all like kind of droopy, and then they all kind of came awake when he was around. Was that like a
Yeah.
yeah? I think that was a nod at him, like You think they were all droopy the entire time he wasn't around?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's what I always thought too as a kid.
What a miserable time in Neverland.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all missed Peter.
Yeah.
They got Rufio.
So wait, what was your question again?
What surprised us?
What surprised us?
Yeah. I've got one while you're thinking. So I just, you remember the adventure of it as a kid. You remember all of the skateboarding and the fights and the food fight, Bangarang. I was so amazed at like how rich it explored Peter's arc and his son. And I had remembered, both the kids being taken, but this was really about Peter's relationship with his son and his own like self. There's a piece of himself that's missing and stopping him from getting to be fully there with his family.
Yeah.
And just how beautiful that his happy thought was being a dad and that he got to get back to that and that he goes from this guy who is skipping being present to get a job done. But then in like the baseball scene, he's got a job to do. He's supposed to take the hook.
Yeah.
But instead, he skips out on getting the job done because he's busy watching his kid play.
That's
And I
good.
thought that was beautiful.
It really worked in this movie too. I feel like things like that could play off as cheesy, and it really worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think they really lean into it, and it pays off really well. And that's why I think that's why I like watching this movie just whenever, because I'm not surprised about it anymore. Like
Right.
I'm going into it knowing I'm gonna get reminded about like childhood and cherishing like moments, and hopefully not forgetting to just enjoy.
Yes. Like I watch it and I know when the beats are coming in this movie too, so it's easy to sit outside and analyze it, but I still find myself in it emotionally.
Yeah.
Like there you are, Peter, he's smushing his face. Like I remember as a kid watching that and how that felt, but now as an adult, it's funny to me, but it's also moving. Or like, I think you guys said before the podcast when he's like, Toodles lost his marbles and Thud's like, he lost them good.
Yeah, even he's like, my happy thought will help you, Peter. Mine's my mother.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's about family. Like we kind of forget like how happy family really can make us.
Yeah.
So
Before we get to what we think of this, what do you guys think about that closing scene? Because it's very climax of the Lost Boys coming out of the woodworks. There's like 100 of them, 1,000, I don't know now. And they're all kind of coming in their funny uniforms and
They're fighting with all the
ridiculous
nonsense
egg
weapons.
yolks.
Yeah.
I thought that all worked. And Thud folding his legs up into
rolling in a ball. Yeah.
Okay. And then you get the final scene where he duels with Hook and the crocodile.
Yep.
He sticks his hook in it, right?
Yep.
You find a Hook's wearing a wig.
TikTok, Hook's afraid of a dead old croc.
Yeah. All of that. Okay. And then it ends. Like
Yeah.
Good fall, beat up.
when you watch that now, does that still work?
Yeah, they got to fit a bunch of nods. He got to say, to die would be an awfully big adventure, and then he flips and it's to live would be an awfully big adventure.
To live is the only adventure.
Yeah, and you gotta have him getting eaten by the crocodile. It's like
Yeah, it burps.
yeah.
Swallowed him.
He's gone.
Hook's gone.
He's gone. They're touching his belly.
TV Tropes calls that the burp of finality. It's the trope
That's
of like,
so
oh yeah,
funny.
he's really gone because it burped.
It burped.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We believe in you, Peter. I believe in you, Peter Pan.
Yeah. Oh, did you know? So only Spielberg and Robin Williams knew which kid was going to get the sword.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so all of their
cool.
reactions, them watching him go back and forth.
They were like, real. I love when Spielberg does that because the same thing with in Jurassic Park when the kids get attacked by the T-Rex.
Yeah.
And they kind of like, they didn't know it was going to come down.
Yeah.
So you just got to hold this thing here and then whatever. And then it comes down. The glass, when it breaks, it really does break and it's not intentional. And those kids' screams when it breaks is completely real. And he's like, got it. Yes. So he loves doing that real capture the kids thing,
Yeah.
I will say as like a young boy, the idea of being Peter Pan, like you play games or whatever, like everybody wants to be Peter Pan. And then even Rufio comes in looking pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I was a little disappointed when he was like, I'm going to give the sword to Thud. I just can't visualize what that's going to be like. The kid could barely hold it.
Who'd you think he deserved it?
The kid who looks like Ryan Gosling.
The one with the suit jacket? Yeah, probably him. I don't know why. I never really
I
thought
totally thought that was Ryan. Is that Ryan Gosling?
Or maybe the little kid,
Pockets.
No, I mean maybe him
That's
too.
who I expected. Is like the kid who first recognized him.
Yeah.
You know,
Who do
but-
I look after?
Yeah.
Never bugs.
Little ones.
Yeah. Little ones.
Maybe that kid too, where he's young and kind of ruddy looking. I don't know.
Yeah. It was sweet.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, if you got to recommend this movie, what do you think of this? Is this a movie that you can pitch to somebody and tell them you're going to love this, or are we just nostalgic about it?
It's good form. Good form.
It holds up.
You think so?
As someone who probably spent at least a decade not seeing it,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah, it's one of those classics where kids can get a layer of it, and then you get to experience the magic as an adult of unwrapping the rest of it as you go. So
Yeah.
I think there's a reason we've all seen it so many times and
Yeah.
are still willing to watch it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think it holds up, man. I really do. There's enough good story, good meaning behind it, and good
Yeah.
heart behind it. And
Yeah.
there's also, even just technology wise, I think they did a really good job of blending fantasy and reality.
Yeah.
Even with the CGI, and
Yep.
even when like stuff looks kind of unreal,
Mhm.
right? The story makes up for it.
Mm-hmm.
The story definitely makes that kind of like disappear in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
And
the cast is amazing,
Totally.
they're like little nitpicky things, but I don't mind them because I feel like in the end, this is a kid's movie. Mm-hmm. Truly. I know people say that about some stuff too to make excuses,
Yeah.
I feel like, in the
Yeah.
case of, I don't even want to get into them. But this one, I feel like it meant a lot to me as a kid, but I feel like it's meaningful to my kids. Whereas if it was targeted to me, I don't think they could appreciate it as much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's funny, like as an adult, I'll laugh and I'm very emotional about it for a different reason. And I found myself tearing up a couple times, but still I'm like, I like it more for them.
Yeah.
So
It's really fun to have a movie you can pass down.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the kids first get kidnapped and the police officers are on the house.
You mean
and
Phil Collins?
Phil Collins?
The detective is
that's
Phil
right.
Collins.
That's so right.
Is it?
Yeah.
And Toodles says, "Have you forgotten how to fly?" And he's like, "Well, I suppose we all do at
Yeah.
some point." It's like, oh snap! Yeah, we all kind
Yeah.
of forget.
Yeah. Wendy says, one rule, no growing up, even you, Mr. Chairman of the board. And he says, too late for me.
Yep. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, what is so important about
Your very important job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see, when companies have a problem, Dad, he just flies in. Peter, you become a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely holds up too. So people let us know. If you haven't seen it, I think you should watch it and let us know. But if you have, let us know if it still holds up.
I'll give it 5 out of 5 hooks.
5 out of 5 books. Yes.
Clink, 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 clink. Now I got to add a graphic, Jess.
I give it a smee bubbly.
You can let us know if you scroll to the poll that's right below on Spotify, or you can drop a comment on YouTube or even on Instagram and let us know. And you can find links to all of that stuff at wdyt.show. So whether it's a follow, a subscribe, a rating, we love all that. Okay, I've got, thank you.
Yeah.
One final closing segment for today, which is something that we're newly doing with a guest in the house, Jess. And I want to call it Take It or Thrieve It.
Okay.
So for our final segment, we're going to ask you for 3 nostalgic movie suggestions. And our commitment is that we're going to watch one of these suggested movies. Okay. So what we're asking you for is a
Nice.
movie that you say totally holds up. The whole world, this is a movie that most people will enjoy. This is a banger. Second, a guilty pleasure of yours that I don't care what anybody says about this.
Okay.
I will watch this movie till the day that I die.
Okay.
And third is, this is overrated. Everybody suggests it. I think it's trash.
Cool.
All
right.
We've had a couple of those. So let's hear it.
Awesome. All right. My classic that holds up after all this time, The Sandlot.
Oh, yes. People have been,
Sandlot. That's the other movie that was played nonstop. at
Oh,
camp.
that's the one.
That's the movie. So I
Wow.
think my sister and I, between us two, could just quote it back and forth to each other.
That's cool.
As far as guilty pleasure, I thought a little bit about this one, but I really leaned into the nostalgia.
Yep.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, I thought about that recently.
Another Bob Hoskins movie too.
That's right.
So you can jump on the Hoskins train. An overrated.
Please.
Please, Eddie.
That was another one that was a little saucy as a kid's perspective. Where you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, this feels
yeah.
a little racy.
Yeah, it was wild. And the turpentine. Ooh. As far as an overrated movie, because I find it way too corny, I think it's dated, I think it doesn't hold up, Grease. Yeah.
Have you seen Grease?
No, I haven't seen Grease. I think I've seen clips of it only because it's like in the zeitgeist.
I may be curious to watch it again. When I was in high school,
Yeah.
we did it was like a 50s or 60s or whatever themed with our homecoming for the year. And so those were the floats, and our class did Grease as a float. And at that point, I had never heard of it. Like, what do you mean Grease? I thought we were doing the decade of the 60s or whatever it was. And since found out, and people would sing the song Summer Love, and I did not know it.
Yeah.
So during COVID at our house, we had musical Mondays.
Yeah.
It started with whatever it was, Fiddler on the Roof or something.
Sure.
And every Monday we'd watch a musical. And at some point, so my wife's mother came to visit. She was in town for a Monday, and we're like, hey, let's watch Grease. I had never seen it. My wife had none of us had seen it except my mother-in-law.
Okay.
Wow.
Who was just going along with it because we're the parents. She's like, oh, okay, I guess if you want to watch that with the kids. And I was scandalized. I was like, what is this film? How did all these kids see this? This feels terribly inappropriate and odd.
Yeah. A hickey from Kanicki's like a Hallmark card.
What? I didn't even remember the line. And that's
the
exactly
line.
the feeling that I have.
And they're all like 30-somethings playing high schoolers. Yeah. Yeah.
I can tell you that as a high schooler, and they would sing the music, and I hated it.
Yeah.
And then I viewed it in new terms as an adult, going, people love this. I'm sure it'll be great. And I still hated it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have to figure out how we're going to select which one.
I'm in
of
the
these.
right space. I feel safe here. Yeah. Yeah.
Lucy let me borrow. She has a couple of these like die blocks that she got. So maybe we'll have to just roll the dice and see.
on that. Yeah.
Or listeners, you could poll. We could check and see what they want to hear. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, the most movie that gets the most suggestions, that's the one that will win.
Cool.
So,
Don't vote Grease.
Yeah, don't vote Grease.
I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I can get my kids to sit down for that one again. Next week, we're going to be doing a mini-sode. Now, this movie that you suggested is not going to be in 2 weeks. It's coming up. We have one already planned, and I'm excited about it. But we're not going to let you guys, the audience, know until next week. We're going to be doing some games and teasing what's coming.
Nice.
So, but this has been really fun, Jess.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
I'm glad you could see the
Thanks, Jess.
space in person.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, it's been
Love
really fun having you here. And thank you, everybody, for listening. If you haven't already and you've been dying to give us a suggestion, we would love for you to send that too. You can send I'm still pitching voice memos. We can make you the intro of the show if you send a voice memo to ideas@wdyt.show.
Nice.
But we're not committing to doing them like we are to yours. We might hate your idea and not ever. No, we'll love it. I'm honestly really excited to get some suggestions. And in the meantime, before you tune in next week, please give us 5 stars or a thumbs up wherever you are.
Share, click, subscribe.
I can't wait to talk to your wife and
us all
find
the
out if
love.
she really said that.
Oh, she really did?
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time. And what do you think of this?
Everybody, peace out.
Yeah.